Maybe I'm just old, but does anybody else remember? Way back in the day, there was a Scooby-Doo show called Scooby-Doo and the 13 Ghosts, or the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, not sure which.
The 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo.
But there was a chest in that show called the Chest of Demons. It was a pretty fairly sizable box, if I remember, on the show. But we're gonna build that because I'm running low on ideas, and that one's been sitting in my brain for a while. So let's get started on that. That's gonna be awesome. As always, I build things out of reclaimed wood. So we have these nice long red painted pallet boards. Nice and strong, they're easy to work with. So we're gonna start using these to build this chest. These ones are nice and wide, so we're gonna cut them down, sand them all pretty, and start constructing it. Sand it all!
Six and a half hours later.
So we have the frame being glued together right now. We're gonna clamp one side, clamp the other side, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna drill some small holes along the frame edges. We're gonna hammer in some dowels to add some extra strength to this box. Now we're gonna work on building the lid. So we're gonna take some wide boards, run through the table saw, and then make a curvature so it has a round top lid, and we're gonna run that through the bandsaw. Now we have the frame of the lid cut and glued, and again, just like the base, we're going to drill some holes once it's dry, hammer in a couple dowels in the corners to add extra support and strength. So we have these 1/4-inch thick dowels. What we're going to do is, we're going to use the drill, the 1/4-inch thick bit, we're going to drill out holes. We're going to do 3 for each corner on the base. And we already did 2 for each corner on the lid. Now after these are dry, because we glued them in, we're going to sand them down, and that's going to add extra support so this box doesn't collapse. The dowels are all knocked in and sanded now. They're nice and smooth and flush with the rest of the wood. I also went and put the slats on the lid, center of the lid here. So this way it gives it a nice round top, and we're going to paint all this anyway, so you won't really see much of it. Next, we're going to build the bottom of the base. So I have all these boards. They're being glued together right now. We're going to put a little cross board across it on the side here to add extra support so it doesn't fall apart. And then this is going to glue to the bottom of the box. So the bottom is all sanded and cut and dry now. We're going to sand down. I filled in the holes with some wood filler. Once that dries, we're going to sand it down, attach it to the bottom of this chest. And then we'll add some dowels in the corners also to make sure that the bottom stays locked on tight. We have the bottom glued on now. Just tightening up one of the sides. I went and sanded it so it's nice and smooth so we don't have any stick outs on the sides there. Next, we're going to put the whole thing together. And then before we paint it, we're going to start making the demon head in the front of the chest. So now we're going to work on the head for the chest of demons, the demon head that's on the front of the box. So I took this board, I just cut and sanded it down. It's about long enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw the demon head on it. We're going to cut it out with the bandsaw, and then we're going to use the Dremel to give it contour and shape and depth to it. So this is going to be the hardest part. The demon head is all cut out. Now we're going to Dremel down the sides to give it a 3D look. So here's the face. We're going to make the bottom jaw. It's going to attach to the bottom of the box. This is going to attach to the lid, so when you lift it up, it'll be 2 separate pieces. Now, because metal parts are expensive, what we're going to do is we're going to build, instead of using metal for the straps along the top and sides of the box, we're going to build frames out of wood that we can put over it and paint. So we have this nice long board that I've traced the pattern of the lids on. You can't really see it in here. But we're going to cut it out using the bandsaw, and then we're going to shave it down, make it nice and smooth so it'll fit nicely over the lid of the box. Alright, we have the edge pieces all cut. Now we're going to paint them and the box. Because it's hard to tell what the color actually is when you're looking at an image of a cartoon that was drawn a long time ago. We're going to paint the actual box red, the edge pieces a dark gray, and the same thing with the demon face. So we'll do that now. We have the demon head painted and dried. Now we're going to urethane it on both sides. And we have the actual box painted and drying. So this is the second coat. After this is done, we'll also urethane this. Now we're painting the design on the front. It's got these black lines that go across. Now we'll urethane the whole thing to seal it in. We have the front of the box all painted and ready to go now. The inside is lined with red felt. Now we put these beautiful black hinges on to make it easy to close. As a final touch for the Scooby-Doo chest, we have these awesome bone-shaped handles. They look like bones. We're going to put those on the sides of the chest. And then finally, we'll be done. So for this part, we're going to figure out where we want to put it. We're going to draw some lines to measure it out. We'll drill it out, screw them in, and then this will actually all be done. We have these great bone handles put on both sides of the box. And now for the big reveal. And that's it. This is the whole chest. And up, all felt lined. Got an extra hinge on there so it doesn't fall all the way back. And this is the whole box. So that's the whole thing. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I build a lot of stuff, so keep watching other videos out here and keep dreaming up new things to make.